This race starts off with a gravel road at the start to kind of spread out the riders. It's a little bit longer than what I showed in this video, and there are some ribboned off sections with some corners. Once you get into the woods, you're typically single file by this point, so it's really good to get good positioning. There's a nice little fun, fast section. You're really going to need to be warmed up for this race because the pace is really fast from the start. Now this section is really sketchy. There's a really steep descent. You can go to the right, to the left, or you can do this. That sand is really, really loose. They put some ribbon at the bottom to kind of slow riders down to the bridge. It caused a lot of havoc last year, so look for that. So after you get for that boardwalk section, you are going to shoot up a hill here. It's not, really big, but it is a bit of a climb. So, this course doesn't have a lot of climbing. I believe elevation was around 250 feet per lap, somewhere around there. So, a lot of the climbs are, short, steep, and you really have to hammer it just to keep your pace high. So once you get into these sections, there's, it's really flowy. There's, no elevation, it's pretty flat, but you can really get moving. There are some roots. The corners are solid. They're kind of naturally banked, just from the dirt being pushed to the edges, so you can kind of ride the edges real hard. There's a few Strava lines that you can hit. I'll point them out whenever we come up, but yeah, it's like a lot of, the corners are kind of straightened out. You can use it for a pass or whatever it may be. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. You can really get a lot of speed through here and carry a lot of speed, so this is a good time to really let loose. It's been raining the last couple days, so the conditions are going to be prime for Saturday. it was pretty dry when I rode it, but with a couple days of rain, it's really going to be prime conditions. So you, at this point, you get onto the double track. Or wider single track. Here's another place where, you know, if you're not feeling great, you could lose a lot of time, but if you're feeling great, you can gain a lot of time. Or it's a long section where you won't be like losing anything.
Excuse me, sir. Thank you.
Struggled with finding my way around. This is another fun section. A bit of a descent. And here's a little bit of a climb again, only 250 feet of elevation gain. And then you make a left here and you climb again. This is where this course gets a bit confusing when it's not marked. So there are a couple sections here where I kind of biffed it, but you get the gist. So here's a pretty fun descent. You know, a couple of little short drops, some roots, some ruts. And you shoot down into the woods here. This section gets pretty muddy. They put a bridge in just to, you know, protect you, I guess, from the mud. But I remember in the past, it was still muddy. You had to ride on the small boardwalk. Such a juxtaposition, this course, from the previous 2 weeks, you know, where there were log overs, rocks, huge climbs, huge descents, to, you know, basically one of the climbs at the previous 2 races equaled the whole lap of climbing on this course, and not a rock in sight. A couple small log overs, but that's about it. Some roots. So again, here's some more climbing. Very brief though. It's a bunch of trash on the side of roads, on the side of the course. For not having very many descents, this course does flow pretty well. And, you know, if you know where you're going. I mean, I was struggling with finding my way around.
Thank you.
And then this climb, this is always good. Oh, this guy was nice. But this is, you know, you really got to push it to get to the top of this hill. It's so steep and loose. Great section of flow, and you're not really going downhill, but somehow you're able to gain a lot of speed and very efficient. Don't know how that works out. here's another pretty gnarly descent. So this is a section where I kind of got turned around a bit. You know, so this is not going to be exactly the race course. You get the gist though. There's going to be a steep climb. And then you kind of cross over a couple times, cross over the course.
Yeah.
But I end up eventually getting back onto the course. Here in a second. So I missed a bunch of stuff, but ended up back on the course. So right now we're back on the course. I found it on my first lap. This is my second lap, but it was getting kind of late, so I couldn't mess around and try to find it. Again, still getting turned around a bit. Somewhere around this point, there's a climb that's technical, and there's like a log over in the middle of the climb. This is not it, but it's in this general vicinity of the course. And then now I'm back on. Wait, not This is 100% back on course. So there's a small section there that I got turned around and kind of missed because it crosses over itself.
This is it.
This is a fun section too. Again, to add to the juxtaposition of the last week and this week, there's so much room to pass on this course. You can overtake riders all day, where last week there were logs everywhere and you couldn't pass anybody. So this would be a place where you definitely want to run, you know, some fast tires, lowish pressure. You know, I'm close to 200 pounds, plus or minus a few here and there. And I run 17 or 18 front, 20 in the back. I'll run 18 on this. I ran 17 in the rocks last week. And in this section is where you would get, you know, a climb, or what is considered a climb. You know, it's rooty. You get into the woods here and you're, you know, riding these roots up this hill. But in the other race, it'd just be considered a flat part of the section, or of the course. After that short climb, then you start winding through the woods again. And nice descent. course is kind of more wide open in this area too. You know, it is flowy, it is wider, you know, or twistier, but you know, it's wide open, so you can really pick lines. And you know, if you know you're not a strong rider in this type of terrain, you know, you do have a lot of help with having a lot of room to work with. There's a Strava line, like I was saying earlier. You know, like the corners are really cut off on some of these sections. You know, it's something also that kind of sneaks up on you, that it's pretty rooty. After those twisties, you get on this double track here, and you can really get some speed on it because it's, you know, a slight decline, so you can really just get booking. Don't lose focus and miss the turn like I just did. So at this point you're in the home stretch, just a short wooded section. This section is surprisingly rough, though. You have to look out for that. Lots of roots. A short little climb there. You know, it's rooty, so you need to kind of hammer it. And then you have a fun little descent section here. It's not long, but it's pretty fun. It's rooty and, you know, got some ruts. And then you have another, like, this would be considered a big climb on this course, but it's not much of anything. And then it throws you out here, and if you're racing somebody to the line, this is pretty much where you're going to want to start. You drop down into the woods briefly. And then once you get out of the woods here, they're going to have some ribbons set up to zigzag up this grass hill. So, like I said, you need to pick your speed up in the back here because it's really hard to get any power out of these zigzags. And then there's a start-finish line.